Well,
Ben, if you want to come in the shop, let's just open this up.
Do I mean to stand? Just
Yeah, you might as well. Yeah, you can lean / slouch. That's fine. Right, so that's 4 ideas we've heard. I assume because you two have expressed desire to pitch this today, this is your preference.
yeah.
Right. Before I ask Ben, let's just try and recap a little bit because you didn't say a lot about the narrative. You know, you said like submarine, but what specifically, you know, in roughly 30 seconds, describe for us what will be in your film in the 2 minutes, without saying like submarine.
There would be
There'd be a girl sat at a window, kind of gazing out across. So we'd have to get quite a nice shot of the window's view, and then over the top there'd be like some dialogue, but quite serious dialogue for her age.
When you say over the top, you mean a voiceover?
Yeah, a voiceover, because you don't actually see her lips moving. It's just like a voiceover.
yeah, and there'd be a lot of different shots that we'd use, sort of like panning around the room to show the mise en scene, to like give an idea of the character and to show what they're like, and then
Music.
music over the top. The music over the top would
Right,
symbolize-
which makes me a little nervous because you're talking about some external shots and then some shots inside the room. Are we going to see anything else? You know, maybe thinking about how the film transitions beyond the opening.
Um,
Can I use a like submarine now, or is that not?
As long as you describe what it is you're referring to.
Okay, so right at the end of the clip we showed you, it says prologue, because I think like it carries out like he wants a film crew to be following his life,
yeah, that's what
and
it
then
says.
like there's pictures of prologue and introduce new protagonist, which is quite, and at the end of that signifies that it's going on into the film.
He talks
So
about himself.
we could do that, or we could just skip the actual prologue.
So
shot
you
and
could
carry on.
you could do a jump cut into, say, a classroom situation.
Yeah.
Somebody slamming a book, and maybe the book title is prologue.
Yeah.
So rather than putting on, you know, if you like, a digital title, you do it as a diegetic title.
Yeah.
And that sort of style is taken from films such as Napoleon Dynamite, does that quite a bit, and various others, which is somewhat in keeping with this. Ben, we've heard horror, we've heard thriller, we've heard rom-com, now we're hearing social realist-ish rom-com, you know, it's a bit of a hybrid. What are you thinking?
I kind of like it. I like it. I think it'll work out really well.
Why do you think it will work really well?
Because I think like it'll suit like where we can film a lot better, and the type of shots we can get. I think it would. Yeah, I think I like it.
Okay, now flagged up the mark scheme we were talking yesterday. I'll do so again now. And you each mentioned different parts of that. So there's some mention of cinematography, there's some mention of shot variety. One of the terms is, it refers to shooting material appropriate to the task. So that's genre material. So the kind of ideas you're coming up with in particular would be very, you know, good for that in horror. So we've got to think of all those. There's also, this is what we've really flagged up, the mise en scene. So as long as we are thinking, okay, external shots, major effort on the one bedroom, but also a third element to that there is some effort on. If it's just one room, I'm a bit nervous that that's, marks wise, it might look like a very good film opening, but is it really going to mesh nicely with the assessment criteria? A bit nervous about that.
Well, do you know when we said we were going to carry on into the film, and you mentioned
Yeah.
the idea of the classroom scene? Is that not a next scene? For, like,
Yeah, so it
making
depends
scene?
to an extent perhaps how much there is not and what precisely you do towards that. And you'd want to have before and after evidence. You know, so here is just things as normal, and then, you know, you can take a screenshot and break it down. Well, this is what we've done to manipulate and adjust the mise en scene. This is our set dressing. Look at the costume we've done, look at the makeup, the hair adjustment. We've taken these things down, put these things up, etc., etc. So
in your personal opinion, which one do you think we should go with?
I would say it's a toss-up between the thriller and this. The thriller lends itself to a lot more shot variety. It would be more difficult to completely shoot. There are more locations involved, so it would take longer. That would fit more comfortably with the criteria. This one, you've really got to make a huge effort on the mise-en-scene. It's got to be outstanding. It really has got to be outstanding. The thing with the drone, for example, it could be a bit of a clincher to really help. Because we've looked at those conventions of the really extreme long shots, and there's 2 or 3 cuts you're still in extreme long shot. So that could be quite nice. There's so many examples of that from film openings. Even recently watched An American Werewolf in London. Have you seen that? I've seen it well. No. That starts as well with a whole, and it starts off in Yorkshire, so you get a whole series of landscape shots, and then you slowly cut into one particular location, and you finally meet characters. Even the idea with the bedroom window, well, it's not really the approach you might take, but Psycho, from way back 1960, you get the city, and there are cuts and transition in between. I think there's maybe 6, and you finally get to a window, and you go through the window. You wouldn't literally do that, but it's a very common idea, common approach. But if there's more enthusiasm for doing this idea, then in a way that's the answer.
I think we'd have to agree on, like, if we did this, like I said, we'd have to put in so much effort. The mise-en-scene, we'd have to all agree that we can. And that Rose doesn't mind us absolutely changing her house around.
Yeah.
See, you talk about the art, part of what you might do, and does the student you're going to have as the actress, does she do art by any chance?
Yeah.
She does, right? Well, if it might fit with her artwork, I don't know if it would or not, but as part of the mise-en-scene, if there were, say, a painting of her, a series of photographs of her in costumes and appearance different to what she will appear in the film as, that would help as a contribution towards the mise-en-scene. Something's been quite specifically created for this context and for this purpose. Yeah? And even when you cut to the classroom, and this might be actually sometimes a quicker thing to do, the book, it's maybe slammed, shot with prologue on it, and then it's open up and flick through, like loads of doodles in there. And maybe it might be the guy that we're going to come across. There's ways and means around this. So yes, with that caveat, because you've got really one key location, which is limiting, that's a bit of a concern. Shot variety in our context should not be an issue. That's not really a problem. It's a mise-en-scene more so, I think, is a bit of an issue, but there are ways to think about that. Right, yeah. So, you're agreed? Okay.